Kevin, with HMTB being, leading the infrastructure from an owner-operator standpoint, and, in particular, I guess, with departments of transportation, do you happen to see that as well with, information being agnostic in different file formats, being from that side of things?
Yeah, it may not be agnostic just because of the DOT, kind of has their set formats that they want.
Sure.
However, the data-driven or the data-centric is really where, everybody is going, and a lot of the DOTs want to get there. But, in the aspect of similar to what the guys were talking about is being able to be CAD agnostic or data agnostic. The iTwin is kind of that almost, common data environment to get that information pushed into, because we know as it migrates through the life cycle of the project, we know CAD is probably not going to be the end use. So we need to remove the CAD part of it at some point to be able to get that data-driven information later in use. And, just as the guys were mentioning, owners, operations and maintenance, we know that maintenance folks for DOTs are not going to be out there with CAD machines. They're just not. I mean, that's just not the way they work. So they need to be able to have a data-centric, easily accessible platform to be able to get access to that data. And so, yeah, in an aspect, yes, it doesn't start out that way, but it needs to end up that way.
And I guess like being pulling data from different sources, I think ends up in the digital twin in a format where you can access all that information from same tools. So now further acting on that data becomes probably much easier. And then you can utilize your own reporting tools, or use vendor-specific tools to generate reports, or transform that information in day-to-day operations or further design workflows.
Yeah, that's really true. Right. Because we want to try and get to the aspect of that data, and then how can we use that data in their normal daily use, generating in those work orders or doing that sort of thing. And Jared and Andrew brought up the point of VR. You're doing VR to be able to communicate that information to them. And that's the biggest thing, is that communication of the data. How can people really, use and access that data as they normally would? Their normal access, normally these guys are looking at plan sheets or paper. But let's make that electronic piece of paper, to be able to have that real-time, non-static data. They have, dynamic access to that data. So, being able to have that real-time access, or even updatable, if you're thinking about it in the aspect of a design build world, as design gets done and things get built, they can quickly update information and quickly get that information available to everyone.
Okay.
I think a nice extension, or the beauty of that, right, Kevin, is the ability to extend that. Bentley's iTwin is an open source solution. So Hatch, for example, has developed a few plugins or extensions on top of that again just allow us to amplify and extend or build upon that digital twin. And let CAD be CAD, as your example, Kevin. CAD's a portion of it, but leave CAD to be CAD, and then create other workflows leveraging that technology to allow other individuals with different focuses to build data or augment data on top of that digital twin, so the right persona with the right lens is leveraging and utilizing that data. So a silly example is advanced work packaging. Let CAD be CAD. We typically used to build that into CAD and put a burden on the designer to do that, and then construction would want to change something and would have to loop back to the designer, whereas now we've let CAD be CAD, and we've written extensions leveraging the Bentley's digital twin R-Model.js technology to let those different personas own that data and take an agnostic approach to it.
Right, and I think that's a very good point, Jared, because openness of data and providing tools, I think, so that you can extend that data for whatever workflows or requirements has been, part of our strategy for a long time now. And development of products like OpenPlant and other applications, even the whole iTwin ecosystem is based on this, open source ecosystem. so that the same tools that we use to create these digital twins are available for our users to further transform their data and make use of it.
And that's proven to be powerful for Hatch, at least by us, so yeah.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.